So we start now. We've started now. So we're going to start with sharing folder and mapping drive. Have you ever mapped drive before on a PC?
No.
Okay. Now, sometimes what happens is this is how to map drive. So we start with mapping drive. Okay. What you're going to do with mapping drive is that you are going to go here. There are different ways to do that. It's two ways. You see this network now. In your company, you might have different server. You understand? And you want to map one of the server here. You say map network drive. Okay. Now what is happening is that you might have spoken to the IT person and say, give me permission already before you can map something, okay, into a drive. You understand what I'm trying to say? So when I click this now, what will happen now? You know, I've clicked map drive. It's trying to come up now. When it comes up, I'm going to show you the view. Hold on. Okay, the map drive is here. Now you see what's happening in drive. You have A to Z. Now in PowerShell, they have come up with new things. People are still going to learn PowerShell because one of those things that people will learn later, if people want to keep going advances, they are going to be learning PowerShell. They are going to be learning Bash script. But for now, we'll stick to this A to Z. Jesus, A to Z. So did you see this one? A to Z. Now, what happened? You can choose any letter. So I say I want to map one particular location. Probably the server might be in anywhere in the world. So you just type it. You see server share. Look, I want to share. For example, I have a PC. So this is my only PC. Probably this computer is in London. You'll be able to see probably Lenovo PC because that's the only PC I have. So I selected it and I say Lenovo PC. So it doesn't give me an option. Now, let me see. See what it is. It put share Lenovo PC because this is the one we did last week. We put replication lesson because that one is already shared. So I can put it here, map what is shared here. So if I now click finish, okay, it's going to work. Sometimes the person might not want to connect with this because anytime it might not be your username you are going to use to map the driver. You can use this, connect using different credentials. If I select this, it's going to bring out another thing saying use another credential to always log in with this. Anytime you open your PC, you always see you always do the mapping and so on and so forth. So it will come with the username and with the password. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So now I can type now that I want to every time log in with this username. I'll put, do you see domain Lenovo PC? Suppose your company might be your own company. Probably you are working with one pharmaceutical company. That might be the name of the company here rather than the domain here. So suppose it's another domain, okay? What you will do is that you will say probably another domain name. You understand? I'm just giving a slash your own username, probably my username is Emoshai. You understand? Another domain, okay, slash, let me type it very well. I know it doesn't exist. Do you understand? But what I'm trying to say here is that you can use different credentials to map something. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, and then you put your password here. You understand? But in this case, it doesn't exist. But I'm just giving you a different scenario. You understand? How to map a drive. So you can use your own user login, your own Windows authentication. If you have permission, you can map the drive and say, okay, mine already have permission. I'll just say finish, and then to go. Or you use different credentials to log in. Sometimes some people use IP address. So we're going to use IP address now. One of the things we're going to do is that we're going to learn how to search IP address today. So for example, some people will not use computer name. I can use IP address and say, sometimes they give you an IP address and then with the folder name that is shared and you want to access it. So how will you find your IP address? Do you know how to do that on your PC? You go to command prompt. So if they say find your IP address, see what I'm doing now. Do you see my screen? I'll say IP config, okay? When you type it, you do this. See what happened now. If you say IP config, you'll be able to know your IP address here. Did you see this one? IPv4 address. That is my IP address. Did you see? 192.168, yeah, 0.0.23. We are still going to do more of IP today on basic Windows administration. So that's my IP address. So what I would do now is that I will now go here, replace this IP address with this 192, and the computer name with this 192. So that IP address can replace your computer name. Do you know, if you go to yahoo.com, you can ping Yahoo. We'll try it today. We'll ping Yahoo, we'll get their IP and type the IP address into the web server, and then we're going to visit Yahoo. So it is using IP address as well. It's a form of communication, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So 168.0.23. Okay, and then we'll click enter. Finished. Oh, sorry. I want to use my username here because I don't want to stress myself. Yeah. You see what happened now? It's not using Lenovo PC again. It's using 192.168.0.23. Did you see now? Now, I'll show you something now. If I go to command prompt, because we are still just going, now, just basic now. So if I say ping yahoo.com, look at what happened there. What do you see? It gives me, you can, for example, you see this one now. It's saying that Yahoo is online. You see, you can ping I can say ping Lenovo, my own PC now, to know if it's working. So it's going to come with a packet if it's working. Look, sent for, received for, lost 0. It means that everything's working fine. Yahoo means that if I go to the yahoo.com, it's going to do for, received for, lost 0. It means that if I go there, there's no network problem. So sometimes if you are speaking to someone, say, can you ping the address? So you can ping an IP, you can ping the computer name. You see, I ping Yahoo now. Do you see what's happening now? And I get it as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So we're still going to do it today under command prompt, okay? But I'm just showing you what you can do with mapping drive. So you see, I've mapped my PC now. The PC can be anywhere, okay? I can, if I do here now, let me see if my wife's computer can show here. Probably it might show in this network. I'll browse for it. If it's here, no, it's not here. So suppose it's here, it's around the network. I can browse it and then connect to it and so on and so forth. That's how to map drive. Is that okay for you? So you can go back to the video and learn more how to map drive. So you can always map drive. You can map drive and get the files you want to you want to receive and so on and so forth. Then there's another thing we're going to talk about today about how to share folder. Last week I discussed about replication, and this last Wednesday we talk about sharing folder. When you are doing replication, this how to share a folder. You right click, probably you have the folder already. Suppose I have this folder already, data already in my PC, and someone said in your company, I want you to share something with me. You can share the folder with the person. You right click it, go to the properties, go to sharing, click share. You can do this one, share, but I normally use this one, advanced sharing. It's more easier for me. Share this folder. Did you see it now? I can give it a name, but you can leave it this way as the folder name already. You click permissions. If you know the name of the person add, maybe you want to give that person the only permission to your folder, not everybody. You don't want to say let everyone. You now type the name of that person, because the name of the person will be on your network. Suppose your network is Lenovo PC. If I click check names, it's going to bring it out. If it's a domain name, remember this is my local PC. Sometimes it defaults to your local PC. You go to locations. You might have so many domain name on your company, but you'll be able to know which domain your folder is, and you select it. For me, it's limited here. So I just selected Lenovo PC, and that's it. You just say okay. So that means I've already given permission. I might say full control. I might just say read only for the person. If I say change, that means the person can edit it, but the person will not have full control. You might say full control. That means anytime you now give the address. So if I click apply now, I give full control to the person and I say apply, okay. You see, that is the address you give to that person and say, I want to I can give this person this address, copy it and paste it to that person. So anytime the person click the link, it's going to access it straight away. It's going to access what is here alone. It's not going to access everything in your PC. It's going to access only what is here. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's all
Where is
about.
that? C drive?
No. Do you see this data?
Is it in C? It seems to be in C drive.
Yes. C drive data. But
Data.
you want the person to see only what is inside the data folder. So you have to share it. So I said you click sharing, you click advanced sharing, you select this, go to permissions, select the particular person you want to share the folder with. Or if the person is not there, you add the person, okay? Add, you know the person is in your domain server. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because in the company, you might not have the user. It might be in your domain. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
So, and then you had the person. I've already added the person. So I just say check names. It's going to find it automatically. Okay. That's it for you. Okay. And then you click OK. Okay. And I said, this is the address you give the person you want to share with. Look, it means the person we can only have access to this Lenovo PC/data. So he will not have access to everything on your PC. It's only this one you will have access to because you only give permission to this for him. Okay. So that's all about sharing a folder. Is that okay? So that's all for that. So now I can go anywhere on my PC and say I can type and I can do this edit address and say Control V, and then I'll go straight away. So anytime you click the send the person to that the address of that person in your company is going to be able to access this. Is that okay? So that's sharing folder. Then there's what we call security and permissions. Already we talk about sharing folder here, data. That's what we call permissions on the folder. The person, sometimes, even though you have shared it, the person might not have permission under these properties. Did you see? We have sharing, we have security. In this security, you can add permissions. The what we call read and execute. Read. So that the person read simply means the person can access it. So if I say I want to add someone like that person here, BSLA, I will add the person. Look, I click, let me show it to you again. Edit. Did you see? Edit. And then I'm coming. I have to show you how to do this as well. So I'm writing them down. So I will say add BSLA. So check names. See now, okay. So now I can decide what permission I want to give the person on this folder. Okay. And that's how your IT system administrator work in your company. Sometimes you see, but this is how they work. They give permission. They might say the person might have modified access. It means that you can change anything in that folder. Read and execute means that you can only read and execute. You will not be able to modify anything. You won't change anything, but you can execute anything in that folder. You can open the folder, you can do anything, but you can't change anything. Read, write. You see, you can say read only means that the person cannot do anything. He can't even move the file. Write means you can copy something inside the folder. Okay, you can paste something inside the folder. Okay, that's right for you. All right. So that's the permission for you. So for example, now I let me give, what can I do to make it? But what you can do is that, okay, what I'll do is that for everybody, including Lenovo, concerning everyone, what I'll do now is that, so that you know the purpose of read only and everything. So what I'll do now is that even though I'm an administrator, I log in as Lenovo, this administrator, I'll say edit. Oh, I cannot change it because I'm an administrator, so I cannot use myself. I want to do something. I don't want to cut off, but what you can do when you finish, you will log in with another user. Create another user, which I'll show you today how to create another user on your PC. I think you should know that. Then you log in with that user. Then you try to give access to, they already use your administrative right on your PC to give access read only. You log in with another user that you have that given that read access only. I try to access the folder. Try to delete something inside the folder. You see it will not delete because the person can never have full rights on the folder. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's how to do it. There's what we call taking ownership of a folder. It's very important. Sometimes you find some things difficult to delete on your PC. Okay, some people find it struggle, especially on Windows 10. The reason is because sometimes you have not taken ownership of that folder or that file. What people does is that it can be a file, it can be a folder. So what I'll do is that if you want to completely delete something, what you do here is click data, go to properties, you click security, you click advanced, and I'll say owner. I will not change the owner to myself. Already I'm the owner here. So suppose the person that log in is BSLA. All right. So what I'll do is I'll click edit and say I want to delete this something. I want to have complete ownership. It's not only about deleting. It might be you want to be changing certain things there, but it's not allowing you to change it. But you can take full ownership of that folder. Okay. You say replace owner. You say others, other users, and this thing. Type it. All right. You can always go back to the video, check names. Okay. All right. So now if I click apply, it will ask you if you have just taken ownership of this object, you will need to close and reopen it. So now BSLA, even though he has limited access on this PC, but because I've given him total ownership on this folder, it will have unlimited access. Okay. So I've said you are the owner now. You are the owner. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's the purpose of administrating your folder. Okay. Don't worry. But anytime you are struggling with anything, you want to delete a file, that's how you take ownership. So sometimes you find that some files are hard to delete. But if you're an administrator, sometimes you will not be able to delete, even though you are an administrator. You find it difficult. What you will do is that you go to security, you right click on this thing, properties, you now take ownership. You can say I want to take ownership. So I'll go to advanced and say owner. I want to take ownership now. Probably the person that has it before was BSLA. I'll select this, edit, replace owner, select this one, apply, because I'm already there. So it's now changed to administrators. Okay. Okay. And it happens a lot in Windows 10. And I'll say, okay. And that's it. I've taken ownership completely. And that's it. And you'll be able to delete. It happens to file. It happens to folder. Okay. I'll do this. Properties, security, and do the same thing. The same thing is applicable to folder. The same thing is applicable to files. All right. So now that is all about, stubborn folders, how to delete stubborn folders, how to delete stubborn files. All right. All right. That's all. So you can always go back to the video because there's a lot to cover today about basic administration skills. And I know today is very important for you. So that anytime you are doing something, work environment, you'll be able to know how to handle such things. Now, there's another thing that is common for people. Sometimes you work in a company, they just give you Windows 10. The IT administrator might have forget to do something on your PC, which I'm going to show you now. Now, what happened? Immediately you delete your folder. What happened is that instead of asking you before you delete it, do you want to delete this file? It's not going to ask you. It's going to delete it straight away. And you won't find it. It's just delete it. Instead of giving you confirmation, it will take it into recycle bin. So what you will do here, look at your recycle bin, right click it, go to properties, see what is here. Display delete confirmation dialog. You have to check it. So most Windows 10, if you have it, especially Windows 10, they don't have it checked. You have to go there and check it and say, yeah. So let me give you an example now. Let me remove this. Apply. Okay. Let me create new folder here. Let me show you what is happening now. I've created it. Now I will right click and delete it. You see, it didn't ask me, do you want to delete it? It is just in my recycle bin. And sometimes it's not good, especially you have to confirm. Sometimes you might mistakenly delete something, at least if you receive confirmation. So what you do, you go here, properties, display, delete confirmation dialog. Okay. Now, there's another thing you can do here. If you don't want anything to go to your recycle bin, but don't do that for now. It's an advanced level. If you want to manage, certain things for IT administrator to control files, but don't do that. Don't select this. I'm just giving you an example of Windows 10. If you have new Windows 10, probably you don't have it now. Anytime you delete, it's going back to, it's not asking you confirmation. You have to select this, okay? Apply, okay. Is that okay now for that one? So that is that for that. Then we're going to learn about add users. Now, add users is about, you want someone to use your PC. You don't want to, everybody should know that, Windows, if you have children, sometimes you want to share PC. If we don't, I'll just do it now. So you go to your Windows. If you click on your Windows, let me hold on. If you want to go to your Windows and search administrative skills, just administrative tools, administrative. If you are there, let me know. I want you to see that one. You should have it on your PC.
In Google?
No, not Google. In your PC, if you click Windows, search administrative tools. Okay, what I'll do is that I
it
will
an
share.
app?
No, don't worry. I will share my second the second screen so that you can see it.
It's
Okay.
under control panel, isn't it?
Yeah, you can find it in control panel, but for easy one as well, you can find in control panel. But just search. Anytime you are working like that, just go to. Did you see the screen now? The second one now I'm sharing. Where I click Windows here.
That's mine is out.
Okay. Then you just say
Michael,
add. Yeah.
which Windows is that? Windows 10?
This is Windows 7, but you can do the same thing to Windows 10. So if you search where you normally search, just type administrative tools.
It doesn't have it in Windows 10. It's different.
But just type administrative tools on your desktop. Administrative, something will come up for you.
Administrative tools with control panel. Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that, but I don't want you to go to control panel. I want you to do what I'm doing now. It's very important because you will not be going to control panel at work. They might disable it for you. So you have to.
But Chukwudi, if you look at your Windows 10, you see search the web and Windows.
Yeah.
Left bottom corner.
Uh-huh.
So once you just click that and type administrative tools.
Where will I find it?
You know,
I've clicked it.
Yes, just type administrative tools.
Oh, I tapped it in the search box there. I didn't need to click on the Windows icon.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's what I was saying. It gave me administrative tools, and underneath it, it still wrote control panel.
No, don't worry. Just click administrative tools. Don't worry. Just click it.
Okay.
Because what happens sometimes if you're in the work environment, you might not have access to control panel. They might just give you something. You just have to search that one alone. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay.
Okay.
So, are you there now? You will see. For me, it might be different. You know, for you it will be different because you are using Windows 10. So, if you see let me go back to my second screen now so that you can see my new share. Let me go back. You'll be able to see my own now. Do you see computer services, computer management? So, click computer management. Because the purpose of this video is to begin to show you, and then you have to go back to the video and practice much more. Because there's a lot to cover about basic Windows administrator as well. And those that join us later, they can go back to it again. Now you see different things here. Did you see? You see task scheduler, everything. This is where you run task scheduler as well. You know, you can schedule things. I don't need to, teach you that. It's easy. It's just self-explanatory. You can just say, create basic task, create task. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's about that. Then in this one, shared folders. I won't teach you that because you are not an administrator. We want to just teach some basic things now for now. We have device manager. You can always have device managers. You can write. Yes.
You spoke about sharing the other time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have already finished about sharing folder and map drive. We finished about deleting stubborn folder and files. I think because you joined late, yeah. But you can go back to video. Yeah.
I meant that while we were discussing SQL, we talked about sharing, the path that you talked about the other time.
The replication, yes.
Yeah, we talked about sharing. Is it the same thing here as well? For the shared folders?
What do you mean? No, it's not the same thing. This one is different. You mean this one that you are seeing here?
Yeah.
It's part of it, but it's not. You should not be doing it here. This is for administrative purpose. If you want to check how many folders has been shared on your PC, I can click it here. So you could see the one we did last week. See replicate. This is the one that. So I'm looking at all the history of any shared folder on my PC. This is the one we do today. See data. This one is shared today. Did you see? So I'm just checking the history of what have been shared here. All right. So you are not sharing any folder here. You are just looking at, it's for administrator. Like, for example, I want to know how many folder has been shared on my PC. So I'll be able to know, Windows folder has been shared, You understand? Data folder has been shared under C drive. This is the one we did with replication. Last week we did this one. Did you see now? See replicate lesson. So that's all about this. Is that okay? These sessions, because you are asking me questions, is all about how many sessions that have. You might have another PC that you share a folder from another PC. Probably you map another PC. So this is what is going to be showing to you sessions. Okay. So this is for the purpose of sessions. Open files is for, you see this one. Do you know the reason why it says this one is open? It's because this one, we just opened it recently, okay? And it's not locked anyway. Sometimes it's locked. When it's locked, you will find it difficult to access that file. So basically, I won't teach you this much because it's for administrator. If you want to troubleshoot things, so we might be complicating things. Is that okay? But it's different entirely to what we did last week. That one we did last week is the basic one, which I've explained again today, how to share folder. You right click on your folder, which I will show you again today, which we did. You would have created the folder. Probably the folder is replicate lesson. You right click it, go to properties. You click share, advanced sharing. And then I say you give permission. You might give it to only one person. You have to look for that person on your domain list in your company. And then you do that, okay? And then you have to now select the person, add the person. It might be full control. The person might have read only. If you say read only, the person can only read what is there. The person can copy the file, but the person cannot move the file. It's read only because you can never. But if you say change, the person can move file inside. They can copy file inside the folder. They can do a lot of things. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But for replication purpose, we choose full control. Okay. And then we did that last week. So okay. And okay, that's okay for that. So that's about that. But you have to go back to the video. I know you didn't join early today. That's why. So I've explained a lot about IP config, IP address, and so on and so forth. So we are going to go back to the users because I have a lot to cover today, and I think we have to. Because it might mean we have to go back to the video and watch again and again. It's very good because otherwise we won't move faster. Because I wrote a lot down for us to cover. Sorry about that today. And I know I don't want you to practice with me for now. Probably we might repeat that last week and next week. So where are we now? We are now on this place. You go to local users. For yours, it might be user accounts. So if I click users, do you see now? You have local users here. You have users, you have groups. Now, then what we call, if you go to an organization, I don't know, sometimes you might be required, I know most of us will not be an IT admin person, but sometimes if you are a database person, you might be faced with this. Trust me. So you have users and groups. The purpose of these users is for people to locally access your machine. Okay, it's for local users, it's not for domain users. Okay. So if I can create a new user and say right click new user. So because you don't have a company now, so for now you can still create a user here now and give password. You can create password. This is your local PC, it's not a server anyway. So you can say user must change password at next logon, or you can do this and do this. Another thing that happens that you might be working with an IT people, you want to set up a PC for someone, and the person must have user login, local user login. You have to set up the user like this. Hold on, you right click new user. So the same thing is applicable to domain as well. It's the same thing. You click, you give them password. They will now change the local. If the person, because for GDPR and everything for security, you said the user must change password at next logon. So you give them just a normal password. Maybe probably you have worked in a company, they will give you a temporary password. So I'll put the password there and then say, this is the username, this is your password. So anytime the person now log in again, the person will now say, user must change password next logon. So the person will now have to change the password. The person will be forced to change his password. Is that okay? So that's the purpose of this. So your new user is for local users. Now this is the most important one, which is groups. We say users is for local users, local on your PC. Groups is mainly for domain purpose. So now, did you see administrators here? You can in your this thing, probably you are working as a support, database support person. You might be doing this. So you might say you want to add the person to a group of an administrator. So you say properties and add the person. I want to add someone. Probably I want to add Emmanuel as administrator. The person might be in your company. You might be a large company where you have so many domain. Probably the domain is not defaulted here. Maybe it's your, for me, it's my local PC here. I'll go to locations and look for that domain name here. The domain will be, you have seen it in the network here. And then you find the name of the company here, select it, okay? Then type the name of the person. Probably the name of the person is this. And I'll check names and I'll click OK. So it's already in the list anyway. So I will now click OK. You can add as many as possible as well. That's for administrator. So what's the purpose of an administrator? Administrator, you already know it. Means that the person will have full right on your PC. The person is in your company, but you want the person to have full right on your PC. Is that okay? Okay. Perfect. You have to go back to this video. It's very important. That's why I tell people today. Remote. I'm trying to write something I'm going to cover for you guys. So that's for administrator. Backup operators. Now, the most supreme one is administrator. What is backup operator? In fact, you can see the definition here. Backup operator can override security restriction for the sole purpose of backing up or restoring files. For now, because you are not a system administrator, this one is not for your purpose, okay? But it's for people that want to manage, you understand? So it's for system administrator that they are focusing on Windows Server administrator. So I won't talk much on this. Is that okay? The one I'm going to talk about much here is power users, okay? And after power users, I will stop, all right? Now, I told you these groups, you see, is groups. It's different from local user. Groups means that the person that you are adding is added under administrator group. The person you are adding here, this is power user. The person will have some kind of access, but it will not be full access. The person will not be able to say they want to install application on your PC. They will not say they want to install antivirus on your PC, but they can still do many things on your PC. So that's power users, okay? They cannot be able to install something. They might not be able to uninstall something. So that's power users. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's the purpose. So how can you do that as well? The same things you follow, add to group, and then add, I want this person, be SLA to be power users. Even though it's an administrator, I say, okay, I want to downgrade the person to power users. I'll go back here and say SLA is no longer administrator. I can remove him. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? So you can, you can just do whatever you want to do, and that's it. Okay. So that's for, basic things you are going to do. Even if you are a database administrator, these are the two things you'll be using most often. Okay. If you want to add users and everything. All right. And then, okay. Now I want to do two things. I've talked about deleting stubborn files. You have to go back to the video, Mr. Austin as well. We'll talk about IP address a little bit, but I'll still explain more about IP address. We talk about pinging. If you want to ping, you can say ping yahoo.com. So you'll be able to know if Yahoo is really, really working or something's wrong with your internet browser. So these are those things as well. You can say ping your computer name. And we talk about map drive. I said you can use IP address to map something. Okay. So it's already in the video. And then now the next one is remote desktop first. We want to talk about remote desktop again. No, what is remote desktop? Sometimes if you have worked with remote desktop before, I want you to search remote desktop as well. If you search it, or another thing you can do, if you want to do remote desktop, go to my computer. Did you see it now? Right click my computer, go to properties, or search remote desktop. Any one of them. For me, I right click my computer and I go to remote desktop. I go to properties. If you are there, let me know. For you, Windows 10 might be different, but you can follow the same precept. It's still the same thing. If you are there, let me know.
It's asking for a computer name.
For what?
It's asking for a name.
Okay, because you click remote desktop. Okay, I see what is happening. Sorry. What you will do, because I want you to go to the settings, right click on my computer. Just go to your, do you know how to go? It might be the PC. I think yours will be PC now. For Windows 7, it is my computer. For you, it's going to be PC or something like. So if you search PC, right click PC and go to properties.
Mm-hmm.
So are you able to see something like device manager, remote
Mm-hmm.
settings?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, click on remote settings for me, please. And then,
Mm-hmm.
okay, all right. Now, do you see? You will see computer name. I will teach everything here. Then we'll go to remote. You will see computer name here. Did you see it now?
Yes.
Now, this computer name, sometimes you might want to, I think I need to teach people about work group. Work group is different from domain. You know, sometimes you work in a company, but work group is, for my PC now, it belongs to a work group. Work group, you can add your PC to work group, and I can add mine to work group. And when I add it to work group, it means that I can access your PC in the same environment. Okay, that's work group for you. But for now, I think that one might be part of project rather than doing it now. But I won't go into that. Let me just go to remote first. I think I don't want to complicate life. So for device manager, you can go here, hardware, you go to your device manager. Sometimes some things doesn't work. If you click device manager, sometimes your hardware doesn't work. And sometimes what you need to do, some of those things, for example, some people, I don't do anything here, please, because you might come out of network. It might be display adapters. It might be your USB is not working. Some of them will show yellow. You might need to uninstall them or update driver. The first thing you need to do is first update. When it starts saying giving yellow, you can uninstall, reboot your PC, and then it will come back to normal. Sometimes some of them are hidden. You go here and say view, you say show hidden devices. You understand? You'll be able to see some of them, but don't always go to show hidden devices. Just for now, you first search. Sometimes you find out that your USB is not working, your keyboards are not working. So this is where to troubleshoot it, okay? Your sound is not working. This is where you will see sound, you will see yellow, because most of my stuff is working now. Do you see? Everything's working. That's why you will not see any yellow here. But it might be your disk drives, but normally disk drive doesn't. But it might be anything that is yellow exclamation mark, and then you might require update driver, as I said here. It might be your monitor. Probably your monitor is not working. You might need to say scan for hardware changes. It means it's going to scan and see maybe under, probably you plug another monitor, and then you just say it doesn't detect it straight away. You can say scan for hardware changes. Okay, that's for that. And then it might be software under, let me look for one like this one. I can say update driver software. If it's not working properly, I can say uninstall, reboot my PC. By the time I reboot again, it will work again. That's how to do device manager for that. So that's how to deal with device manager. You don't do anything complicated there. You always see there, if something's not working, it will show you to you. Is that okay? So that's for that. There's what we call for this one. I normally recommend this for people that their PC every time is very slow. They don't have their last option. Okay, I intentionally do this for my company or for people, but it means that, for example, for Windows 10 example, some people maybe they only have 2 GB on their Windows 10 or 4 GB. They don't even have 10 GB, and everything is drawing slow. I am just going to show you this. It's very good. You go to settings here. It's not necessary. Most PCs is faster now. You see what I did? I did custom. I didn't say custom means that I want to select few things so that it will not have so much graphic on my PC. I just select this, and I select this, and I select these three. Just three of them, so that, because if I select everything, there will be too much graphic for Windows. There are major Windows graphics, you see, fade or slide menus. I will not be seeing all this fading animation. I don't want animation. I want my PC to be more faster. So I deselect animation, everything that Windows is bringing. You know, sometimes if you start Windows, to start displaying, fine button, fine, you understand I'm trying to say, beautiful buttons and everything. But I want to make sure that my PC is faster. So I did this custom. Okay, select these three. Some people just say adjust for best performance. That means that it's still going to be okay, but it will not be okay like this if this is the last result. I think this is the last result I face for so many people as well, like this one. 3. So it is faster, okay, that way. That's how I did it, okay? So that's for this one. Then for environment variables, I won't talk on these ones for now, okay? Just leave it this one. This one, user profiles. User profile is all about your profiles. For example, you have already saved something on your PC, your password, everything. So these are the profiles in your PC. So if you have worked with let me give you an example. Hold on, it's loading. So I want to see where it's loading. Okay, it's still here. So it's still loading. So user profiles are, for example, you have so many people on your company. You have your user profiles. Your user profile may be something, for example, anytime you go to your desktop, you have your your personal stuff on your desktop. So these are where your user profiles are. Okay. So sometimes you want your IT administrator, what they do is that they have your user profiles, and sometimes they can move your user profiles. They can move it somewhere else for you, so that anytime you change your PC, you still find your user profiles there. Maybe it has happened to you before. Your IT person will give it to you. Okay, that's your user profiles as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So your user profiles, as they are managed, especially your desktop settings, related to your logon. It's already there. So that's what I would say. But you are not an IT administrator person, but just for you to be aware, okay, that it happens. And there's different type of user profiles in terms of certain things. We have what we call roaming, we have what we call local. Okay. And roaming is the one that's where things are roaming, means that anywhere you go to, it's roaming everywhere for you. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's the name signify, but we don't need to, why did I click this? It's getting slower now. I need to move on.
But Michael,
Yes, ask me a question. Thank you.
Under the user profile,
Mm.
okay, I can see, well, I'm using a company computer here right now.
Okay, that's good.
I can see some other people
Yes.
added to it. So is it that these people have got access to my computer?
I think what happened is that some people have used that PC before they gave it to you. So you are using so it's like they have used it before. So they didn't remove the user profile. Though you have to be careful because you don't want to remove it as well, because if your IT person has forgotten to move it to their main place, so you just leave it that way. I think so many people have used the PC before as well. So you understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Some people have logged in with it before. That's why you have their user profiles there. It's not really, and it depends as well. Sometimes you will click the folder, some of the folders there, and sometimes it doesn't give you access to it. Sometimes it gives access, so it depends as well. You get what I'm trying to say?
Laptop seems to be, I think it was ordered new.
It was ordered new, and you see all that there. So it depends on how your company is managing their security and so on and so forth as well. So, but normally it shouldn't be there. I think so.
Okay.
Another thing is that the PC might be related, the way they put the user profiles. I think another thing is that you might be playing important role as well in your PC for certain things. And so you have certain permission already. So that permission is helping you to see certain things. Okay. So it's not everybody. So some people might not have the privilege to see other user profiles. So it might be also. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I've clicked this user profiles. Now, maybe this will be one of our troubleshooting skills. Did you see this thing is loading and it's wasting our time, isn't it? So what can I do? Because mine is very slow. How can I stop it? Since I've clicked user profiles. So can we troubleshoot it now? I want to make sure I get out of here. It's delaying me. What can I do?
Let's do Control-Alt-Delete.
Okay. We should do Control-Alt-Delete.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go to Task Manager.
Okay. Task Manager. So that's how we get rid of it. That's good. Okay. Oh, it has already come up, but you are right. We'll go there, we'll get rid of it. But for now, we'll go to application, isn't it, and do it. Sometimes, and now before we go, I have to teach you this. Sometimes some things doesn't close, even though you try it here. You try to kill it. But I will teach us in command prompt. So let me leave it this way. So this is the user profile now. So I can find the user profile of so many people here. You see now. So don't worry, it's my PC, so I might not be able to see. I don't want to delete anything. I'll just but that's the purpose. There's nothing we can do here, honestly. I don't want to do drama. System restore. We all know about system restore. Have we ever configured system restore before? Do you understand system restore? System restore simply means that you set up a restore system. Okay? When you set up a restore system in your PC, it simply means that anytime you have problem with your PC, because you have already set up a system restore, okay, it's going to go back to the last time it did a kind of a backup. So for example, look at it. He said you can do system changes by reverting your computer to previous restore point. So you should have put on, you should have said my PC should have a system restore point. So if I don't have it on, it will not. You get what I'm trying to say? It will not what? It will not say I want to restore to previous state. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because I've already set mine. So how will you do that? Do you get? So how will I do that? So that's another thing. So how can I do that? So I will show you how to do that. You want to put on your system restore. You understand what I'm trying to say? You haven't set it already, but I want to set it up. I want to set it. So how will I do that? So what you would do is that for some people, if you go to accessories, if you type accessories, I will go to accessories, or what you can do is you can type system restore. If you type, you will see when you type system restore, you say create. Is this system? No, because mine is different. Let me type accessories. Because we are using different I want to make, so if I select system restore here, so how many of you have system restore already set on your PC? Because mine is set. It's not easy for me to say. Yeah, I think it's here now. Create a system report restore points right now for the drives that have system protection turned on. So you create it here. Under this system protection, you can say create it here, and so on and so forth. So that's about system restore. Can someone try it on their PC? System restore. Say I want to create it or put it on. You might want to switch it on your PC. If you can't, it's okay. But let me check all programs, accessories. Another thing we can do is, if we can get there, I'll be happy. If we can't, it's fine. Can we search system tools? Probably it will help us. System tools, if we can't do that. So mine is already set, so there's no way to show it to you. But if you can, you not find system restore?
Mine is set as well.
Okay, set, so it's fine. But you can always set it. That's the purpose. Okay. So we now go to remotes. Now there is what we call allow remote assistant connection to this computer. This one is when, for example, an IT person want to quickly did something on your PC. You can say enable remote assistant. So you see allow remote assistant. So now you can quickly click advanced here. Allow this to be controlled remotely means that someone can control it for you. Maybe your IT person. Create invitation. So you create the person, you send the person the link. So look at what I'll do now. Create invitation that can only be used from computers running Windows Vista or later. So I'll create Windows invitation now. Allow remote assistance now. I'll create this thing now. Let me see now. Advanced, create, allow. Okay. Then it's not showing. Suppose you are working in a company, that's what should happen. And then you have someone that will remotely control your PC, and then you'll be able to do what you want to do. Now, sometimes, did you see remote desktop here? Because this is where I'm going. All right. So now, hold on. I want to do something. Remote settings. Now, hold on for me, please. Under this remote, do you see remote desktop? Everyone. Now, if you see this remote desktop, you will see don't allow connection to this computer. It means that no one can you cannot remotely connect it to my PC through remote desktop. Okay. Now, there is difference between this remote assistance and remote desktop. Remote assistance simply means you just want to create an invitation. but because we are not under a domain company or something like that, when you click it, it creates a link for you. That link, you will send it to them to have, but people don't use this. Okay, but we use this now. You know, sometimes you are at work, you have a laptop at home, you have a desktop at work. What you can do is that I want to connect to my desktop at work. You will say allow connections from computers running any version of remote desktop connection, less secure, but it depends on your this thing. But I normally select this honestly. But you can select this, but this one is okay. Second one, okay. And you select user. Sometimes it might be your IT person or and sometimes your company might not be using TeamViewer. They might not be using any other thing. They might be using only remote desktop. So they might ask you, can you give me permission, okay, to have remote desktop access here? So you now add the user. Maybe your IT administrator. The IT administrator is this person, and then you check names, okay. So that's my ID person. I'm giving permission to that person now. So the person can now remotely have access to my PC. Now, remember, the person now will now have access. So the person must know my computer name. Okay, you see now, allow connection from computers, run any version. Now, if I click OK now, if I click OK, the person, now listen to me very well. The person is an IT administrator. The person already would have you know, an IT administrator privilege, so you can do anything on your PC. Okay, suppose the person is an ordinary person. Even though the person can remotely log into your PC, okay, the person will still have his own user profiles in the background. He will not be using your own, you understand? He will not be using your own user profiles. He will be using his own user profiles. So if the person has limited access on your PC, he will not be able to do much as well, even though he remotely connected to your PC, because he's using his own user profiles. But for yourself, if you log in as yourself, as a remote desktop connector, as your own user login, you will use your same permission. If you are administrator on your PC, you will be able to do anything you want. So now I've given access to be SLA on the remote settings. Let me give access to myself, and we practice one of them now. I will assume that this is my remote desktop at work as well. So I will try it and connect through this my same PC. So let me say select users. Let me say, I think one of the Lenovo. So one of the username is Lenovo. So I'll use Lenovo, the same Lenovo here. And I'll now go to, so if I now search, so I will now go, I'll search remote desktop connection. I'm searching it so that I can, so it will come up like this. I will not type the name. I will say I want to log in. Lenovo. Suppose it's your computer name. I'll say I want to connect to that person. Connect. So it will now be looking. So as you have sign-in options here. So it's like, okay, it won't, because I'm already having the same console. So I can't do that. It's another PC, because already I have one console. Suppose it's another PC. How I wish I have two permissions here. Anyway, it's okay. I've not done that before. I thought it should, but because it's not a server anyway. So I'll just leave it that way. Okay. But normally, maybe, and it can only work between one PC or desktop like this as well. You understand what I'm trying to say? I cannot connect your own remote desktop because we are not under the same domain. So it doesn't work that way. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it has to be under your company. So you can try it with your company. If you are using one laptop of your company and you are using PC, you can practice it quickly. As long as you don't delete anything about remote settings, remote desktop. If your company, sometimes a company doesn't allow TeamViewer, they doesn't allow log me in and other, they use remote desktop. So that's it. And now remote desktop also have licenses. Some people, they have only one license. Some have more than one license. That means that 3 people can connect to one PC at the same time using remote desktop. All right. So that's it for remote desktop. Now another thing we're going to talk about is MS config. I know sometimes we go through, our PC go through problem. We can't detect the problem. One of the ways to do that is to go to your, so I'll do, you search, can you, so everybody search MS config. type msconfig. You might not see it on my screen here. Msconfig, because it's in the other screen and I don't keep. So if you search msconfig, what will come up is this screen here, msconfig. You should see something like this. Type msconfig and click the msconfig. If you are there, let me know, please. msconfig. All right. So now, did you see this thing? General, boot. For Windows 10 it might be different, but don't worry. Boot, services, startup, tools. Most of the time when we troubleshoot things, we use most of the time startup. What happens is that sometimes you don't know what is causing the problem. It might be one antivirus that is loading up. Sometimes you start up a PC. So many things are, starting up with your PC, and anytime you boot your PC, it's very slow. You are waiting and waiting because some of the things that start up with your PC, they are making it to be very slow. One thing that people does, an IT administrator do, is to make sure that everything is working. One thing they do for is look at what's happening here. They will say disable all. If you are using Windows 10, in fact, it is even more interesting. They will say disable. They will say uncheck all Windows activities only for Microsoft. So you only have Microsoft basic one that is going to start up with your PC. Okay, so that anytime you start up, it's going to start up with the basic Windows one. The other one is not going to start up with it. Okay. So what now happen is that when you now reboot your PC, it's going to start up with that basic. Now, if it's now working fine, that means that one of those things that is starting up with your PC is causing the problem. And then you start checking them one by one. You might think most of them is mainly something like Skype, antivirus, those things. Or you might decide to say, you don't want to be starting up your PC with Skype. Like me, I don't allow Skype to start up with my PC. You can see it's already here. I don't allow it. You see, some things that make my PC to be slow. You understand? In Windows 10, it's more even easy. You just say enable only Microsoft application. That's or something like that. I can't remember because this is Windows 10. Because I use Windows 10 at work, I know that's how it works. And then you go to tools, and then sometimes it's about boot. You say save boot means you want to start with safe mode only. Safe mode only means that, in fact, it's going to make sure that it starts with only basic files. So you will not have anything like graphics. Everything will be black, and then it will start. The purpose of safe mode is that you want to see if your Windows really functioning. So if you start with safe mode and your PC is able to boot to desktop, then at least you know that your hard drive is working well and everything. Okay, that's safe mode. And one of those things you will do here is just say, you see, not before, it was a normal startup. It has intentionally put it selective startup. Did you see it now? It means selective means that it's going to start on basic mode, boot and everything like that. So that's what I'll say. I won't do anything now because we are on lecture. So I'll just close that now. Cancel. One thing you can do is also to Google it as well. msconfig, read it about it as well. So it will help you in troubleshooting PC anywhere, anytime. They haven't changed since I know Windows 95 up to now. This same process. Microsoft hasn't changed anything. It's just some little things twist there. You see, Windows 10 is not different from Windows 7. The main thing is that they enhance everything. It makes life easy for people. Mine Windows 7 doesn't have the same enable only Microsoft application, but for your Windows 10 you will see it there, something like that. But I don't know the exact word, but I know it makes it easy. And after that, we have talked about recycle bin. Okay, now there are some things we have to discuss. Do we know that we have to talk about disk management? Have we? No. So we're going to talk about disk management. So disk management is also important, but it's all about, I think most of us, if one of us have installed Ubuntu before, some people are trying to learn Linux and everything like that, Linux and so on and so forth. And then, so if you go to control panel or anything or search disk management, you can search disk management, and then you can, when you search it, I'm going to disk management. Let me look for disk management on my Windows 7. Where is it? It's not here. Where is this management? User account and family. This management. Okay, user account. No, it shouldn't be here. Okay, so I'll just type mine. I don't know where it is. I don't stress my life. Disk management. If you are there, let me know. Disk management. Just search disk management.
Disk.
Disk, yes, disk management. You know where you have administrative tools, or you can search administrative tools, any one of them. Administrative tools, you can search as you did. You will see disk management as well. Sorry, just go to administrative tools. Then click, we click computer management. Then click computer management, please. Computer management. I think you can search it for mine as well. So I'll click computer management. It's under computer management. So now after you click your computer management, it will come here, this one. You will see disk management. What's the purpose of disk management? Sometimes you will see you have C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive, and everything. You might have a company that is having a software, and the new software, they now told them in their own manual or everything, like their own instruction, you must give D drive this permission, you must give D drive, you must create this, you must do this. That's the purpose of this management. Do you understand? That, oh, you must do this. So you have to just, it's easy, you see. I only have C drive. Sometimes you might create partition, there's different kind of partition. Before, people use FAT32, but the most efficient one now is NTFS. From Windows XP, they are using NTFS, but from Windows 95, it was FAT32. And some old systems, you use FAT32 as their basic file system. But what I'm trying to say here, don't worry about all these words like file system and everything. But the purpose of this management is for you to be able to know how to, for example, you want to partition your system. Probably you want to learn how to, you want to install Ubuntu on your PC. You want to partition. At least this is where to go to. You can now partition. I can say right click it. I can say properties. I can do whatever I want to do here. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? I can say I want to partition. Sorry. I'll right click C and I say partition or something like that. Okay. And I'll do it. Or I can change my drive later. I can say I don't want this C. I want D. You understand? I want to change this C to D. I want to change to E. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is how to change your drive. Everything like that. Is that okay for you? I have D drive. So for example, you don't want your D drive, where your DVD, you don't want it to be D drive again. Probably your company said D drive will be something that is going to be using this. So you have to change your own, your own DVD drive and so on and so forth. So this is where to do that. And that's all. That's all about disk management. All right. So that's for disk management. Okay. Now we are still going. We are still going. Yes, 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 yes. Well done. Now I have discussed about IP config. So we are going to discuss more on IP config now. So we're going to go to command prompt. So I'll open, if everybody can go to their command prompts, we're going to do so many things today. Now, command prompt. Now, I want you to do something for me. When you are doing command prompt, if you type command prompt, can you search command prompt and bring it? If you are there like this, can you just say yes, please?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you just click it straight away?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I will tell you something. If you are working, sometimes if you want to make your life easy, sometimes there are some things that require higher, they call it higher permission purpose. Already you are administrator, but there are some things you are going to be doing later on in life, probably, even though you are administrator. But before you can run this command prompt, I want you to close this command prompt. I want you to first search command prompt. Don't click it yet. Just search command prompt. Right click it and say run as administrator. So you right click it and say run as administrator. Okay. So let me do it. Let me do new share for you to see my screen for that one. So I go here. I search command prompt. Already I have it, but I will search it for my own Windows 7. Right click it and say run as administrator. Now there is difference, okay, between this and this. Sometimes you want to do some command, you want to install something through command prompt. If you just open it straight away, it might not allow you, even though you are administrator on that PC, until you say run as administrator. What you are trying to say is that I am running this command prompt as an higher privilege, okay, as someone that has high privilege. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you normally do run as administrator, so you get used to it. It's always good. All right. So because you'll be practicing a lot here now, okay. Now there are so many things, so many tutorial on command prompt. So if you want to clear your screen, you can say CLS. It means what? Clear screen. So for example, I've already typed certain things. Look, I want to clear everything. I'll say clear screen. Did you see it now? Now, let me tell you something. The origin of command prompt. Do you know that command prompt, you can write so many things like SQL. You can write combination of things and run it. Now, if you want to run combination of things, you don't want to be writing it on this line every time. What you can do is that you can save it as bash file. And that is where we're going to start tutorial on bash file. That's another course entirely on bash file. Okay, for people that want to be interested in bash file, I don't think it's much more important for people that are database administrator, but it's good to know the basic of command prompt anyway. So if I want to change this, you know, I am in C users Lenovo now. Did you see C users Lenovo? Lenovo is the user person here. Did you see? Now I want to change the directory. I want to change it to C data.
Michael, can't see your screen.
Oh yes, new share. Okay, perfect. Sorry. Let me just. Sorry. I've moved back now. Sorry. Did you see this C Lenovo here? This C users Lenovo.
Yeah.
Now, do you see now that this C users Lenovo is here now? If I click C, if I click users, if I click Lenovo, is here now, isn't it? That is the current directory now, isn't it? So if I say dir and I type enter, now it will list all the directory in that C users Lenovo. Do you see? So it will bring everything here, .config, .eclipse. That is, I'm saying search all the directory in this current C users Lenovo. So it's bringing all the folders there. All right. So now, what will I do now? You know, I mentioned something now. If I don't, I'm scrolling down. What will I do now if I want to go up back again? I will type CLS, clear screen. I want to go back. I don't want to scroll down. Did you see now? So now I want to go out of this C users Lenovo. I want to move to this C data here. I will have to type something. I want to move back. What will I do? I will say CD go back. Did you see now? CD, it means go back to users. CD . I'm going back 1 1. I intentionally do that. Okay, I can now say data. Oh, sorry. I can now say CD data. You see now? I will now say change directed data. Do you see now? Do you see what is happening now? I now move to that C data. I can now access what is there. I can now say dir, what is in data. So these are those things that are in data folder. Do you see now? These are the files there. It's only test file that is there. If I want to go back to that same place, I can do it in 2 ways. Okay. I can decide to say, I can say CD, C, this, users. Look at what I'm doing. Users, Lenovo. Enter. Oh, sorry. I'm back there. Now, there are some, I'm trying to do something now. There are some, okay. I'm looking now. Let's say I want to go to my website. Do you see my website? Let's say I want to change my directory there. You know, I can go back. I can say CD and type the full address now. I can say CD. Now, look at what will happen. C, yeah, C, this, slash, my website. Now, look at what will happen. I put. Do you think it's going to work? It's going to work. Now, remember, it's going to work, but it's not always going to work. I will tell you why. Because later on, as for example, this what we are writing, sometimes you can write a command prompt and save it as a batch file. Sometimes you have to quote them because it has space. So it's always good. Anything that has space, whether it's a folder name or a file name in batch file, it's good to quote them. So the best thing to say cd quote c. Do you understand now? My web. So it's good to quote them. Do you understand what I'm trying to do now? So it's always good to quote them. Now, another thing you have to do is that not only quoting them as well. I want to say something here, which I want to forget, is that if I say cd back, I'm back there now. Now I have to remember I have not finished it. I'm not sure if I should show you now or later on. I want to, but not now. So let's leave it this way. See this one. Now there's another example for command prompts.
Hello, Brother Michael.
Yeah, I remember now. Suppose.
Hello, Brother Michael.
Hello.
What are you trying to show us that you want to show us later? Let's just know.
Oh, now I now remember. I can't remember. What I want to show is that it's easy. If you want to go back, you don't want to type again. You can go back to your previous command. You can type up arrow, down arrow, up arrow, down arrow. That's all. I wanted to remember. You see what's happening? I can go back to what I've typed before and change them rather than retyping them. Did you see what I'm doing? Up, down arrow. Okay. So you are going to previous arrow. Do you see it now? Is that okay? Okay. Okay. So that's all. Let me clear screen again. CLS. We haven't finished. Now sometimes you want to copy folder. You want to copy files. You want to do timeout. Sometimes you can write timeouts. Probably you are writing a bash script. Timeout simply means when you type it. Oh, sorry. Timeout 20. So it's going to say wait 20 seconds. Press the key to continue. But it's one of the skills you are going to learn when we do bash scripts later on. But I'm just giving you basic of things. Timeout simply means that wait. Probably you are writing a script, but before one finish, you say timeout so that it's not going to quickly go to the next step. You can say timeout. These are some of those things. Trick in timeout means that for 20 seconds wait, something like that. All right. So another thing we're going to learn is about copy. You want to copy something, a file. So I want to copy this file, everything here in C data to see my website. Do you see it now? So I'll say copy. Look at what I'm doing now. Copy C data. Now, normally you should do slash this. You see what I'm doing now? I'm doing white card, isn't it? Remember in SQL dots, it means all. Look, if I do this slash this, it means the first star means all the files dot any type of extension. Did you see? See data, all the files. If I only want to copy only test file, I'll just say start.txt because it contains only test file. Suppose it contains a lot of different files. I only want test file. I'll just say start.txt. Though everything here is a test file, so probably I should copy an image file here. You can practice anything, but for now, just leave it this way. So I can say it, or I can only copy a particular file. I can say this FDS file. I can say fds.txt. So it means it's going to copy only this, not all the test file. But if I say star.txt, it means all the test file. Is that okay? So I can say log.txt now. I want to only copy log.txt. Now look at what I'm doing. I did this, copy this to see my website. Did I quote it? No, I didn't quote it. It's not always good. Okay, let's just not quote it for now, but it's not a good practice, sorry. But I'll just leave it for now. I don't want to, I see. Now let's type enter. You know I've copied it now. You say it's incorrect. Why is it incorrect? Okay, so let's quote it and see. See, so let me quote it. maybe that's when quote is now going to be important, you know. And so if I say and enter, you see, the quote has to, you see now what I'm trying to say, because now we have started writing real script now. We just copy. You see, it requires quotes, which I've said is important. So I have to quote it because my website has space. You see, one file is copied. Did you see what happened now? Now, the files have been copied. Now, listen, because this is the basic for you, for us, when we are going to start writing bash scripts for next after SQL. Now, you see one file is copied. Now, I can press up arrow and say I want to copy it again. Now, see what is going to happen. Enter. What happened? It's asking you, do you want to overwrite it? Suppose you now, you know, you started writing your bash script, you know. Now, let me tell you what is bash script. I can do this, new, I can say new test file. I can rename it as first batch .bat. You normally save it as first batch .bat. Now it's not a BAT file, sorry. Let me edit it. Okay. Let me say save as. Normally it should be save as this. Now, don't worry guys, I know what I'm doing. Now this how it is for batch file. Did you see batch here now? Now this is the batch file. Now suppose you have something you automate, because what they use batch file for is to automate things. You use to automate things on your PC. You want to do certain things, so that will be working in the background. Probably you want to be copying every file every night. You want to be moving every files every night. Now, because you have copied the files every night, what will happen now is that you will have to learn how to say, I don't want my automation to be always, you know, to always ask for, do you want to overwrite? You understand what I'm trying to say? That's the purpose. Okay. So instead of me saying yes or no here, let me ignore it for now. Let me just say no. So it won't copy anything. Look, let me say no. 0 files copied because I don't want to overwrite it. Now, if you want it to overwrite it, rather than saying it should ask you questions every time you write it, suppose you have your bash script you are saving, you say /y, means that overwrite it. If I say /n, it means no, don't overwrite this kind of file. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So that's the essence of that. That's for copy. The same thing with move. So I can say move. I can change the copy to move. Move simply means you are cutting. So if I say move, now if I didn't put y there, now look at what will happen. And enter. You see, it's still asking me. Do you see? So I said no. But if you say yes, it's going to move everything, but I don't want to move it for now. Okay, that's the essence. Now, anytime you are running a bash script, it will always give you, you know, the message. If something is successful, it's not successful. Like this one file is copied because we said no, the 0 files are copied. So which is okay. That's for copy and move. The one that we're going to talk most is robocopy, which we're going to do in our bash script lesson later on in future. Because now I'm just teaching the basic of Windows administration. Okay, we're going to talk about scopy. Then if you want to make a directory, you want to create a directory, you can say mkdir. I want to make a directory under C drive. You see, I'm now under C drive. My current directory is, I want to create I'll say make a directory called Austin, and I'll just say this. So that means that if I go to, you see, in fact, it has come here now straight away. You see, MK, I make a folder called Austin. I want to quickly put some files there. MK Austin, but yeah, copy something to MK Austin. So I'll just say C. I'll just say now to C Austin because I've already created it. Do you see now? See what's happening now? So I'll now say copy that. One file moved. Oh, I've moved it. So it's okay. I've moved the file from there. Log. I'm supposed not to move it. Undo. So I can move it back. I don't really want to move that log file. Yes, let me search it back. Sorry about that. Let me just copy it back to that place because we'll be using it. Now, what we are going to do, you know, I'm trying to teach us how to do this thing now, the basic of things. We have learned how to make that. If you want to know about your system information of your PC, you can say system info. You can say system info. Just type system info. You will know all about your PC. So you say loading processing information. So you will know all about your PC. So that's all. So it's still loading it. So we are going to wait for that. So it's loading info about our PC. Now I want to show you another thing. I told you if you want to work on a bash file, you want to automate things. You know, I show us task scheduler then that you can schedule things probably every night. You know, a company you are working with, they normally generate an Excel file for you, but your company always need it on every Monday. But they have already given you a shared folder. Now you can write a bash script to always say, always move that Excel file sheet every Monday night, every Sunday night. That's so that in the morning they will always see you. Now start moving it so you go to that task scheduler, you will have write the bash script and say copy. So that 2 line of code. You understand what I'm trying to say? So the same thing I wrote there, because you have created first batch.bat, which is the batch file, you create it and say copy, you know, the same thing. See data underscore, you know, maybe all the test file. I want to copy everything now. To, you know, I say always quote it, but because we are doing lesson, I don't quote it because there's no space in everything. So C Austin now. Oh, let me even not use C Austin. Or let me say I want to create another person. 2 person want to be receiving the copy. I can say I don't have this directory before. What I normally do, I create what is there already, so that in case someone delete it, can always go back to it. I'll say MK Austin. So I'll say C. You have to put C here because now you are not under current directory. So you have to put the full part here. C Austin. I can say C Shooks. MK there. C Shooks. Okay. Now I've already created folder. You can use MD as well. MD also means you can do that. The same command. C. Let me say dummy as well. Do you see now? So always quote it. Because of time, I don't want to quote, but always quote it. Now I say copy. I say for this one copy. You can say copy to dummy as well. Now see what will happen now. Now I'm saying copy all the test file here. It will not move the bash file. You will see what will happen. All the tests, but it's not going to move the bash file. But my recommendation is that anytime you are running bash file, don't put bash file where, you know, it can be easily deleted. You understand? But because we are doing lesson here, I just save it here. So C dummy, C Shooks. Let me say C Shooks. Copy. Okay, let me paste and paste, Jerry. So I'll just say dummy. Now let's see what will happen now. I will save it. So that's my batch file. Now see what will happen now. Let me copy it. You know, we have not created Shooks before. We have not created dummy before. Run it now. So that's what will be running if you do task schedule as well. You see Austin here now. The files are already copied there. Shooks there is copied there. Dummy is copied there. Did you see now? And so fast. And that's what is happening. If it's an Excel file. Now, what happened? It doesn't copy the batch file, isn't it? Because it's not. Suppose I say star dot star. It's going to what? It's going to copy it, everything, because star dot star means all the files, everything. Star means all files. The first star means all the file name, dot the extension, dot extension. Do you understand? Dot extension. So let's try it now. Let's do another one. Let's say dot star. For Austin, I want Austin to receive that batch file alone and Chooks, not dummy. So I can say this one. Yeah. Now, always good to do /y so that anytime it runs, it's not going to be asking questions during the automation. The purpose of bash is to automate things, okay? Because you have put it in task scheduler, you are just doing your own every morning. You know, they are just receiving the file every morning. So that's it. See, run it now. What happened? Austin received the batch file. You know, it's overwrite. I said /y, override the file, because sometimes they do updates. They are still using the same file name. So even though they are doing update to it, anytime it's overwriting it. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, when we go to advanced things, some people they want it to be in timestamp. That's where we are going to learn later on in batch file. But for now, it's okay for basic Windows. So that's Austin. Chooks, Dami doesn't receive it because we didn't put it there. So that's all. All right. So you could see consistency in SQL that they are using wildcard. They still use it also. So in most programming as well, you will see wildcard. Star means everything. Star dot star. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So okay, that's done. Now, again, if you want to schedule things, you go to task scheduler. You just search task scheduler. You know, it's easy. Just it's self-explanatory. Select the time, select the date. You know, the time maybe in the morning, in the evening. So it's easy to do that one. Now, I talk about task queue. You know, we're talking about task manager. Sometimes task manager can be stubborn. Sometimes it's good to use task queue, and it's a good skills. Okay, some things are stubborn. You want to quickly delete something. So suppose this thing is very stubborn. This, I want to close this paint. Did you see this paint file? It's very stubborn. And you have to know the ESC file for it. So how will I know the ESC file? You can go to task manager first, go to processes. You can kill them here, but sometimes you might have so many Chrome, but you don't want to waste your time typing Chrome, right click, end process every time. You will see some applications so long. You want to kill everything. You know what you will do? You just say task queue. Did you see what I'm doing? Task queue. Let me type it in small letter. Task queue backslash im /im. You type what it is. Probably is paint. I'm not sure if it's paint.exe, but suppose it's Chrome. You put chrome.exe because I still want to use the Chrome for us. That's why I don't want to close it. So let me see if it's paint.exe. I don't know the name. Oh my goodness. Chrome. Now, how will I know quickly? You can click administration. You can click paint. This paint here, you go to and the what they call it, application on title paint. I'll go here. I'll say go to process. So it is called mspaint.exe. So I'll quickly say mspaint.emsc. So I can say mspaint. Look at what I'm doing. mspaint.exe. I will now say /f. Look, it means faucet. F means faucet. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Faucet. It means sometimes they are stubborn, but when you say /f, it means it's going to force it. All right. And I click enter. It's going to close it. Did you see it close it straight away? It forces it. Sometimes it might be stubborn, sometimes it's not stubborn, but it's always good to use /f. So if you're writing bash script, blah 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 blah, use /f. Like with this /y when you are copying, you want to override things. You don't want things to be answering questions. If you don't want to override /n, you understand? So that's it for that. Now, anytime you are running with bash script, sometimes you don't understand things. There's an F file. So if I want to know F file about task queue, like I can say task queue. Look at what I'm doing. Task queue. Question mark. I'll do this. /question mark. It's going to give you all the examples of what you can do with task queue. Did you see? All right. That is it now. All right. So you see now parameter, but the most common one which I've shown is IM and F. So others are just, you know, PID. Don't worry about it. It's the process ID, but don't say if you want to particularly know the PID name, you want to do that. But if you want to select everything, you still need to select the PID. Use that IM. That's the file name, and then you must always use /f. Okay, which is very important. Now, suppose I said I told us about ping. So I want to ping my PC. I want to know my IP address. I told us initially, you say IP config. That's my IP address. Sometimes I have so many problems with my internet network. You see yellow line, yellow in your network, below at the right hand side. You want to troubleshoot it. You can say IP config. Let me show you something. IP config /? That's the app. Did you see? IP config renew. You can say IP config renew. IP config renew. You first renew, or sometimes you say IP config release. Okay, and then you now what? do ipconfig renew, what will happen is that it's going to do certain, physics, on your network, and it's going to work well. So if you want to know your IP address, you say ipconfig alone. Okay. If I want to know maybe my PC is really working, I can say ping or another network. You are trying to connect to something. Probably you want to connect to Yahoo address and say ping. Is anything working? Oh, I can ping it. It's working. So working means that I sent packet of 4, I received 4. That means that I received the same thing. So it's working. There's no percentage loss. Okay. So that's pinging for you. So there are some common things you can solve with internet. Apart, it's not only about ipconfig. You can say flush DNS. If you say flush DNS, I don't want to do it, but you can do that. But don't do that now. It's going to, sorry. But you can use flush DNS anyway with ipconfig. But for now, don't do anything for now, please. I don't want to go into that. Okay. So you can use ipconfig flush DNS, but not now, please. I'll stop there for now so that we can move on. There's another thing. There's what we call net stats. Net stats simply means you want to look at the list of all the map drive on your PC. So if I click net stats, now what is it saying? Okay, it doesn't recognize it. Okay, it's okay. Let's leave it for now. All right, so we'll leave it for now. I think we cover a lot on basic Windows administration skills. So we're going to go to dates quickly. So dates on SQL. So I'm trying to look for something on SQL. Dates. We didn't finish today. Oh my goodness. Dates. We might have to go back to this video and watch you. By God's grace, I will upload it quickly. Let's go to SQL here. We'll soon finish. Sorry. So this is it for this thing. I went to W3 School website. I look at dates, and I find out that there are things we can work with dates. But before we even finish, let me even give us something. Do you have any question regarding administration skills on SQL? I'm sorry, on Windows. Do we have any question? What are those things that you think you want to do with your PC so that we can quickly say it now? Question and answer. I think we've covered a lot today. So on Windows, but you might, because what happened, the reason why I deal with this is that it's very important we know about this as well. In fact, if we want to do any course as well, it's going to help us. I think I remember Michael mentioned this about command prompt. Michael mentioned about this and so on and so forth. Do we have anything, any question, anything that we need to know? For example, we talk about SQL, dates and so on. I've not really found good and perfect examples. And we have to do it before we move on. The date, but I found one. We might be on Wednesday for that one. So that will be separate. But I intentionally want to do this Windows skills. And there's no question about this. So if I ask question now, if I want to create a directory, I want to create a directory now called Michael. I want you to create a directory on C data. So can you do that? I want you to create a directory on listing on this C data. Look at me. I'll do it now. New. Create a directory on this drive. C. Create a directory called Michael. So don't worry, I'll give you the command name. Called Michael on C data. No, on C data Y. So I intentionally say data Y. Now, on C data Y, using mkdir. So I want to see how you will do just for this. create a directory called Michael on C using so I've given you the command. So create it. So what are you going to do? Try it. See. Let me type CLS for you. So you might have different, current directory. It might not be C on your own, but it doesn't matter. You can still create it because. Can we try it?
Because of the laptop I'm using,
Okay.
mine has users slash then the.
No, it doesn't matter. Just
So
you can type your
CD
command.
So I did CD dot dot to go back. I saw you do it.
No, I know you don't need to.
Okay.
See, I'm just giving you that if you want to go back. So these are the skills that I just want you to know. CD is just to go back. So you can still say create anything you want to create. Yes.
Okay.
So
See.
I give you remaining 20 seconds. Okay. Tell me what you are trying. Probably maybe I can help. It's easy. Trust me. It's just that I trick it somehow, but it's easy. So type mkdir, yes, dir. It doesn't matter where you are because you are just making a directory somewhere. So you just have to type the full part of the web of where you want. So you say mkdir. You want to call on. So let me do it for you guys. MK. Now, what happened? You want some people may want to first create ncdir see this, but do you think you need to do that? Because it in bash script it will automatically create everything for you rather than first creating the c/data y. So I said you should always quote it, but don't worry. So does it do it? So how will I know? I will go back. See, it doesn't do it. So what will I do? It doesn't. Michael, do you see it now? So you don't need to do. Let me reduce it. You don't need to first say mkdir because I say using mkdir. So I've given you everything. You are just making directory mkdir c data y. Even though I've already mentioned you don't have it on your PC, you can create it straight away. But my main purpose is for you. I intentionally trick it, giving you what you don't have on your PC already. I know you don't have C data Y. So I intentionally say create it inside this. But what happened is that what you want is that you want your Michael folder to be under this thing. Since Windows can create the folder automatically, whether it's a subfolder and everything, then you can just write everything at the same time. You understand? C, C/data Y/Michael. That's all. So if you want to remove it now, you can remove it. And I gave you the how to remove it. Did I? RMDIR. So you can remove the directory. You can say I want to remove Michael alone. So how will I do that? So I'll just say, I'll just do this. Look at what I'll do. RMDIR. Sorry. I'll just change this to RIM. RMDIR. You see, remove. RM means remove. I can say RD. MD, RD also, but it's the same thing. So, and so that means it has removed it. See, I won't find it again. Do you see? It has removed the last one, the Michael one, because I put Michael. If I say C data Y, it's going to remove data Y. Did you see what is happening now? So I only want to remove Michael, so I've removed Michael. So I still leave and C data Y. Is that okay? So that's it. I just want to see how we can respond to bash script and everything like that. So copy Because what happened, the reason why I'm doing this is that you might think it's fast paced, but later on, if you go back to the video or later on you're in a working environment, you can always go back and say, oh, I've done it before. You always click. Even if you go back to the internet and read it, everything will always click together. It will click. Okay. You should not worry about this thing and so on, because you will see that it's actually easy. What I'm telling you is what you will encounter later on, and so on and so forth. Especially when company want to cut costs now, they want someone that is at least a little bit basic on all those things as well. You get what I'm trying to say now. So and so on. So I think we'll deal with dates, because I'm really feeling like if we get too much in date today, I think we want to do it today, but not now. So we'll do dates. We are going to work tomorrow, every one of us, or something like that. So we'll do date this week on Wednesday by God's grace. We'll do dates. We'll do more of SQL scripting. And then I will now expose us to, we'll be doing, I've already gotten a material somewhere that we're going to do complete scripting in SQL. So it means that we are not going to be doing one line or one example. We're going to be joining things and everything and so on and so forth. After that, we'll do project, and after project, we'll do SSRS. Now, during our SSRS, we'll now be doing Tableau, because I would have sent the video for Tableau. Everybody will start comfortable. You will enjoy the video because the video is already ready. I've not sent it. I've been lazy not to send it yet. So I have it already. I've already put it in Google Drive. So for me to just share it now, I will try my best to share it this week. And I'll try to send it to us so that we can watch it. And then it will help us. In fact, I don't want to go to that one. I want everybody to keep that files and be using for their personal. But when you are comfortable, when you have Tableau desktop, you can use that materials I've already given. But I want us to focus on that video first, and then you will like it so much. It's very good. So it's going to be 2 videos. There are 11 hours video for the first basic one, and then the one advanced as well. I'm going to send it as well. And I've already taken time to copy all the example files on it as well to send to us as well already. So we'll have it, and I hope we enjoy it. And then we can always use it anytime by God's grace and so on. So if you have any question on SQL or anything, please ask it right now before we close. About share folder, about adding users, MS config, IP config, pinging. We did a lot. So, and so on and so forth. About task manager. Yeah, I didn't mention this. Let me show it to you. You were mentioning task manager. There are some things that sometimes everything is hanging. I've not taught you this, but it's trick. What you do, so everything is hanging, but your task manager is working, but something is not. What you do, you go to Explorer. Look at what will happen now. You say End Process Explorer. When you click End Process Explorer, what will happen is that everything under your screen will disappear. So if I do it, everything, if you want to do it, you do it. Now, what will happen now is after that, you go to File, you go to New on your task manager and say Explorer.exe. So I'll still run it again. I don't want to do it for now, but you can practice on your own. So it will now run, and everything underneath, all your windows will come up again, and your PC will start running again. That's for the trick of that, when anything is hanging on your PC. And so another one I've not said is very important. You can scan. You can scan. The one we call scan. We have your command prompt. You have to. Now, let me give you the example here. If you now look at what I'm doing now, I just open. Let me share it to you now. Look at what will happen. This is the last example, please. Look at what I'm doing now. I want to scan my PC, and I quickly go to my command prompt. I think you can see it now. My screen here now. Now you use this command prompt to scan your PC. SFC. I do SFC scan now. Now look at what we do. Did you see what I did now? I just open it and click command prompt. Even though I'm an administrator, let me see if it's going to, it might still work. Let's see, but let's see if it, what is it saying? SFC, oh, sorry. Sorry, SFC/scan now. Okay, it works. I think mine will work because I've removed something, but normally it shouldn't work. it will ask you, you have to have elevated administrator. So always good to right click and say run as administrator, which I've mentioned. Now if you want to scan your PC, if everything's working, you type SFC/scan now. It's one of the way to fix anything on your PC that is not running well. So I won't type enter. I don't want to scan it now. Okay, and that's it for that. When you type it, it's going to scan your C drive. It's going to fix any bad sector. Sometimes some people, they just boot PC anyhow. They, they are damaging the hard drive. But what this does is try to fix every sectors on your hard drive that is damaging, because you sometimes reboot your PC anyhow. You shut it down anyhow, and so on and so forth. Okay, and after it has finished scanning it, it's going to tell you how many things it has fixed, where you can go to look at the log files. But most of the time it helps to arrange your files, some files that are scattered everywhere, it's more of file system administration and so on and so forth. So that's it for that. I think I explained that for us, so which is good for us to know. You always, it's good. You can help people with that as well. SFC scan now and so on and so forth. Okay. Any other question? I'm trying to see if anything is hanging for basic things in administrative things and so on and so forth. Any other thing? No. Okay. So that's it.
One from me, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we might have to go back to the video. I'm sorry we are so fast today because there's a lot to cover, and I want us to cover it so people can always go back to understand, about Windows and so on and so forth. And that's the purpose. I know that it might be fast sometimes, and that's why the video is there for us to look at and so on and so forth. And I believe that it will help a lot in the long run for other people that will watch it in future by God's grace. And so we can move on to other SQL scripting and so on. I believe bash script is something we have to learn as well. In one of our things, I've put it in PowerShell. So I'm happy that I introduced us to this, command prompt, so that in bash script you'll be saving them as a file, and then when you are saving them, you are running them, and then you can schedule it and say, and then you can do so many things as well with it, automate things. That's the purpose of PowerShell and bash script. You automate things that you should be doing manually. You are just sitting on your bed, on your sofa, relaxing. I've already scripted it. It's copying it. That's the purpose. So that's what I would say. So thank you so much for your time. I'm so happy that you like it. So we'll talk later this Wednesday by God's grace.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. God bless you. All right. Cheers.